With the new year comes new anime, and we're starting off strong with the remake of Trigun, now known as Trigun Stampede. The Baka Gamers and I decided to give our impressions of the show so far, with the first being the animation.
Okay, I'll say that I'm fine with it though, but there is round elbows. But I'm pretty fine with it. It's not too much.
You don't sound very sure of yourself when you say that.
Because it's just like the first episodes. I'm like, okay, we'll see how it goes. There's some scenes I need to see first before I can just say yes to it,
Okay, let's be clear. Would I have preferred it to be 2D? 100%. Do I think it looks bad in CGI 3D? Not at all, honestly. I would even say, especially in episode 2, there are some scenes that look really good in my opinion, honestly. And not even from it looks good, and if you consider the fact that it's CGI, it just looks good, period, honestly. So, quite frankly, the animation is fine for me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I came in with low expectations, but the animation has been fluid for me. I'm definitely enjoying it.
I personally like it because I like how they more so brought the series end, well, the explanation of the whole series into the beginning, because watching it, back then, it was just like, oh, this is just a goofy guy. And then towards the end, they're like, oh no, he actually has a past and has a brother and has this, I don't want to spoil too much, but I like that they brought it to the beginning, explained it fully, because it took I had to rewatch it, the old one, and I'm like, oh, it took at least 3 episodes to explain what was going on. And what was that with his...
Not even 3 episodes.
Yeah, it was... The old one did that, so I'm like, I like the fact that it's more... They brought it to the beginning, instead of the end, like they did before.
I think the series understands that it's trying to do something different. Really great story. Very much beloved. And if Twitter's a little loud and the old guard's a little loud, I can forgive them. This is an IP that is already established. It's very well loved in its community, but I really, really appreciated what the studio did here with the first few episodes. Personally, I think it looks gorgeous. I was a big fan of Land of the Lustrous, and I can tell that I'm gonna be very interested to see what directions they decide to take. I do think that there were some scenes in the pilot where they could have gone a little bit more exaggerated. One of the most charming things about the original show was that it was really just made in a time where animation was just being tested and constantly the limit being pushed. The very first episode of Trigun, our main character is in a bar that gets shot up and sliced in half, and we don't see anything that really kind of pushes the boundary of that kind of destruction in the more recent Trigun Stampede episodes. So I hope that they decide to go in that direction, and I guess we'll just have to be patient and see.
Now, I did see a little bit of the manga, never really watched the anime, but I saw a little bit of the manga, and honestly, comparing the two, the anime and the manga seem to be deviating, but do you guys think that the anime might actually, stay true to the story somehow, some way?
More importantly, do we need it, to be honestly? I've always been of the opinion that I don't need something to be completely faithful to the original to still be a good story, especially so long as they capture the tones and the elements that made the original so beloved. This is a remake. I didn't read the manga. I watched the original anime though, and yeah, there's definitely differences in terms of story, Charlie was saying. However, I'm fine with that. At the end of the day, Twitter is the same people who complain about the fact that the Chainsaw Man anime didn't do 1-for-1 shots of the manga, honestly. Not understanding the fact that it's an anime and not just,
Right. I mean, with Twitter, it's always when something's new, automatically it's offensive, right? But with this, it's it's new, it's fresh, it's a different go at it to bring new fans and old fans back, to a beautiful world and characters, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure those who are willing to give it a chance, will enjoy it. So I'm enjoying it, so let's see what happens.
I'm so glad you mentioned the world, because if we're being honest, I think starting this story the way that they chose to by zooming it out and placing it in space and starting it with destruction and tragedy really kind of helped hit home immediately. It hit fast and it hit hard. This is a man who's been through like some stuff. And everyone in this kind of world, this kind of wasteland, like it really sets it in space, and it makes it that kind of space western instead of you kind of longing for the mismatch in technology to kind of sneak up on you later as you really kind of understand it. But here, we start fast, we hit fast, and we hit hard, and I really like that. I admire that.
I just want to add real quick, like going on from like the world thing. One thing that I guess very, very, very slight spoiler for one of the more recent episodes, the map. And my first thought was, oh crap, this is actually a world, isn't it?
When they put that map in the middle, I was like, thank you. High Top, you gotta understand, back in the 90s, when they made shows like this, they just expected you to be around for the hijinks. And sure, did we all miss, Vash crab walking backwards while dodging bullets? Yes, we missed that. We do miss the physical comedy. But the world building here is so
much better.
Polished. It's intentional. It's well thought out. And I, for one, am waiting to see that really pay off. Can't wait.
That map did so much for me, honestly, because like the moment I saw that map, I thought back to like, oh, now that I think about it, when it came to the original, he was just in the desert for me as far as I was concerned.
You didn't even know it was
same, honestly. Like,
no one knew what it was.
Like
until you saw
the same. I didn't know the difference. That plant was the same as this plant. It was whatever. But like this one, just having that map, immediately seeing like the 7 like cities or like kingdoms or whatever, it was like, oh, this is an actual universe. These people, they have to leave their town and go wherever the hell to one of these places. Like it added so much.
Right.
We're not even talking about the best improvement in my honest opinion. Give it up for my girl Meryl.
Hey yo.
This is a brand new Meryl, and it's the Meryl we always deserved.
Okay.
Truly.
Again, I saw the original fairly recent for the most part. And one of the things that I immediately appreciate about this new remake was the fact that I think they are going to hopefully do a better job with her character. Because like I remember watching the original, and there was always a lot of points where I'm like, why are you still here? Like, you don't need to be here. You can quite frankly leave. This one, right off the bat, it kind of feels like she does serve a purpose. Like she's an actual character that's not just a tag along to Vash, honestly. And also, that outfit that she has in this version is so much better. And she feels a lot more expressive. She's so cute. She's so cute.
Her haircut is so cute. She's so... I couldn't stop watching and just saying to T while we were watching together, she's so cute. I love her.
A reporter this time, like an actual reporter.
She wasn't a reporter in the first one. Remember, she was. What was it? An insurance?
We came to this place on official business. That's right, official representatives of the Bernardelli Insurance Society. We're disaster investigators.
Okay, that's crazy. Because quite frankly, the fact that I couldn't remember what the hell her job was for the original proves that they are doing a better job of making her like actually stand out in this version.
So those were our impressions of the new Trigun anime, and now we want to hear from you. How do you like the show so far? Has it lived up to your expectations? Leave a comment below, let us know. Peace.